You are listening to Mortgage Cowboys, the show where the mortgage and finance world gets real.
We cut through all the bullshit and tell you what's happening in today's market.
Every week, we break down the trends, the myths, and the moments that can make or break your next deal.
So grab a drink, a smoke, and let's ride.
This is the Mortgage Cowboys. So we're sitting here this morning with Roberto with SB Studios, who produces this podcast for us. So,
yes, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome in.
To your own studio.
Yeah, I'm usually like on the other side of the wall, but I'm here today. But yeah, no, it's good to hang out with you guys. It's been exciting to watch you guys do your podcast and everything. So how are you guys feeling?
So take our money is what you're saying?
Yes. I'm about to charge them more too. How are you guys feeling about everything though?
Good. I'm kind of curious. It's got to be pretty impossible. Tell us how hard it is to make Mark look
good. Yeah.
Good.
I think it's the other way around. I think it's
it's only 12 hours a week. No big deal. No, I mean, it's been good working with you guys. And I think like the content you guys do is, we've seen a lot of it, but I think you guys are authentic or vulnerable enough to give us something to work with, which a lot of times when people are starting podcasts, they're trying to either find out like their persona or build one online.
Yeah.
You guys seem pretty genuine to what you're trying to do. So it's a lot easier to work with your content than if somebody's like faking it till they make it. And then they stop every couple seconds because they're like, I don't even know what I'm talking about. So that happens a lot.
Well, I still don't. So,
but you guys at least
been in the business for 30 years and he still doesn't know what he's talking about.
But you guys can keep at least the conversation flowing, I would say. That's better than most. And we've done a lot of shows. So
except for the first episode.
Yeah, that one kind of, yeah, thank you, Jeremy. That one was struggling a little bit, but I mean, that's every podcaster's first episode. It's usually pretty bad.
Yeah.
You guys was bad. Not pretty bad, but yeah.
If you set your expectations.
We actually got
low.
a lot of compliments on our podcast, believe it or not, for being the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's people were just being nice or
well,
like,
do they work for you? Or are they your relatives or your friends?
You're talking about the ones I paid him to say that?
Yeah. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm on his payroll.
No, I think I did watch your guys' first episode, and I think just finding the balance between, and I feel like this is every business professional. It's like, what am I supposed to talk about? Do I talk about myself, what I'm good at, and then just having an actual conversation that's genuine about it. I think that's just kind of what you guys were trying to do.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not robots. We wanted to make it as genuine as possible.
Right.
And just like, throw a little bit of ourselves in there too.
Right.
Just who we are and so forth. Some personal stuff, some, business stuff, and just kind of all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, and that's a good place to start. I think when you try to go too far out of your lane, a lot of people have probably experienced this, but even for us, like we truly stick to a lot of just podcast production. And every time we do anything outside of that, it's kind of like you can feel that it's just not the right fit, or you're just overextending yourself, or you're just doing something that either to kill time or make some extra money, but at the end of the day, it's not really like your expertise.
True.
And then that kind of stuff, I feel like is hard to work with because then you're trying to pull teeth, and it's just not working.
Well, we've tried to not make it so incredibly myopic just about mortgage by itself, but all the things related to that too.
Right.
All the ancillary things related to that too.
Yeah. Do you guys find that tough right now, or do you guys think like just having to stay, or I guess work within the space that you guys are in while trying to?
No, not necessarily. No.
I think there's so much like, just like the other day when we were filming with Janelle, it's just, there's so many different aspects and, views from the guest, or even if it's just me and him talking, it's just, I don't know. It's not hard. It's just to make it interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, we all have conversations probably multiple times per day. And I would say that while most of them probably aren't the most genuine or like, I guess, useful, you still got a lot you can pick up from people just by talking with them. And I think just having a podcast, like, I don't think everybody needs one, but if you are trying to definitely get to know people or understand people, or just have more conversations to be better at what you do. Yeah, you guys are doing the right thing. Thanks. Otherwise, you're standing on the corner of the street just talking to random people.
So. I do that too.
Yeah, perfect. No wonder you're so good at this.
Yeah, we only have about 15 more minutes, and Mark's got to get out to the
corner.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
You know, some of those people that actually hold up those signs on the street. No, not only that, but like say ones that hold up signs and like, you know, like spare change and stuff. Some of them actually don't even need it. They actually have.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is crazy.
I have seen that before. I can't remember what it was. I think it was in Washington. I'm pretty sure it's Spokane. Probably makes most sense. And this guy's literally out there. He's like, yeah, anything will help. He's just standing with the sign over by like Bank of America, like on the corner. And he's in downtown Spokane. And he literally just looks around. He just puts a sign away and just like gets in his car that's parked like 2 blocks down. I was like, it's like, what? How do you,
what is this? What's happening?
Yeah. And then I remember this one time when I was in Spokane, just shout out Spokane, apparently. I'm literally downtown. And you know that video that's just like it's like a meme on social media where it's like, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Have you ever heard that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this guy's literally walking through town and like I'm watching him just go up to this bank and he literally grabs a potted plant, just lifts it up and just takes it to his car and just drives off.
With the plant from the outside of the bank?
With the pot, everything. And he just leaves. I was like, these guys are so creative. They're just furnishing their homes with public plants and they don't have to worry about it. Like, why am I not doing this?
Yeah, that stuff's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
I've seen plenty of people do that. So like Lowe's, for instance, they keep a lot of the garden stuff outside.
Yep.
I've seen people where they drive up and will load up their car with the plants that they have there and then just like
display and drive
away. Like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's meant for us to take. And it's like, no.
That was the free pile, right?
Yeah.
No, it was
like,
not.
wow. Some people.
They're like, there was just a gate in the way. I just had to open it real quick and walk out with it. Yeah. And I've seen, I don't know, people are just interesting nowadays and they're doing anything they can to just get ahead. But I mean, you guys talked about it in one of your episodes. People are like one transmission away from being broke. So
Yes.
you wouldn't be surprised
Pretty common.
to see what people are doing nowadays just to stay ahead. And not that I condone it. It's just, it happens.
Well, he has an OnlyFans.
So
I mean,
I know I pay you like what, $5 a month. Not getting much from it.
I'm going to up it to 10.
Oh shoot!
Warning, it's coming.
Gotta check my billing statement now.
It's getting expensive.
oh man! Shout out to our sponsor, Stillhouse, Alp,
Heck yeah!
and Ghost.
Ghost.
You know,
Powered by.
Keep on sending it.
Sponsored by and powered by. I don't know about sponsored by. But
Brought to you in partnership.
All right, so
for sure.
Soon to be. Soon to
Perhaps.
be better.
Yeah, keep those Walmart shelves stocked because we got to keep buying them.
So, what made you want to get into this business?
Or
was it an accident?
So let's start. Yeah, go back a little ways. You were saying you worked at an Apple store.
Yeah, so it wasn't an accident, I would say, because the crazy part is that I honestly feel like I've lived like 3 or 4 different lives in the short time that I've been alive. I'm literally only 29.
Mark still lives many now.
I get. We're hanging out tomorrow, right? And like when you look back at everything, it does make a lot of sense. Like looking forward from being back in time, I didn't make any sense of why I was doing what I was doing, but yeah, I wouldn't say I fell into it. It was just more of a natural progression of just what I was curious in life. And I think I don't know, I had a good opportunity, took advantage of it, and some things went right, some things went wrong. And this is how I ended up here.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think it was more of like a timing and opportunity, and just I decided to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because everything started during COVID,
2020.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but that was a pretty interesting year.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
I think COVID that like was like ultimately opened up people's eyes and like entrepreneurship.
COVID shot us into the matrix entirely.
Well, for me, it was, and I hate saying this, but it was. COVID was honestly probably the chance I needed and a lot of other people needed to get like a leg up or to like, I don't know, get to a point where you could actually compete and like have a chance at doing something, because everyone got screwed over that year. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just a small group of people. Yeah, there was the rich and the poor, but everyone got screwed.
Everyone did. Yeah.
And
so the playing field was pretty level.
Yeah. And I don't want to say again, oh, I'm so glad it happened, because I'm not. A lot of people got sick and got hurt, but the matter of the fact is that it was a chance for people to do something different, because things were not the same anymore. Everyone started talking about it, where it's like after 2020, the 5-year plan, the 10-year plan, and the 15-year plans didn't make sense for people, because it's like if something like this can happen and derail everything I've been building,
been working for,
what's the point then? And it's not like, why do I continue to live? But like, what's the point of planning that far out when, you know, the unexpected will always be around the corner? And that's not to like fear monger or to like worry about anything, but it's definitely take advantage or capitalize on the opportunities that you have when you have them, because they're not going to be around forever. And that's just literally what happened with me. And on all this is that 2020 rolled around and I was working at the retail store at Apple in Spokane, and I used to just fix iPhones. The way I ended up there is I used to have my first like entrepreneur thing was I used to have an iPhone repair company in my hometown, and I would just fix phones for all my friends, college students, just people around town. And so I've always been like a tech nerd. I used that on my resume to apply at the store, and they're like, yeah, just come be a technical specialist. You already got the job. And that was around like 2018, like right when I was graduating college. But I just spent 3 years there. They asked me to go full time over and over again. And literally in my last year, which was during COVID, my manager Nazar looked at me and he literally goes, dude, like, I love your ambition. I love everything. He's like, but I do not want to be having this conversation next year. You either need to go full time or you need to go do your own thing. Because I was just stuck part time, 30 hours a week. Like I wouldn't give him any more. And the next year I ended up leaving, and COVID happened. And
good on him.
Yeah, no, he really pushed me, because I think without that conversation, I would have probably just been there for another year. But he was a great guy, great manager. And he literally was just like, dude, I just don't want to be talking about it again.
Well, the thing is that he saw your potential too then, you know, so that's great, because most managers were like, nope, stay here, or they won't have that conversation. The fact that he was, you know, straightforward with you and just like, hey, I don't want to have this.
Right.
Go do your
Probably
own thing.
gave you the nudge that you needed.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, funny enough is that he was a manager at that store for quite some time, and he ended up leaving because he wanted to go do his own thing. And I think a lot of people can relate to this. It's like when you work at a space and then you're like the oldest guy there, you end up being like the seniority, like people just keep, people keep shifting around, leaving, whatever it may be. And I had got there when there was a lot of like the original crew, but then when COVID happened and 2020 came around, a lot of people ended up leaving. And I left in October of 2020 that year. So I went, 8-9 months into 2020 having a regular job, and it just wasn't working anymore. We were online all the time. We were having corporate meetings through Zoom calls, and we were just stuck at home. Like, it didn't make any sense. So I ended up leaving after we had that conversation, and my annual review was coming up, I think like 2 months later. I started a podcast just for fun, and it was just really hard to keep doing because it was a lot of work. I had to record all the time. I had to edit it. I had to find my guests, and I was like, dude, I don't know how people do this. So I literally got like 6 episodes in, and I just stopped doing it. I got bored during COVID, and I tried it again. I called one of my friends. I was like, hey, dude, my first interview I actually did was my buddy Skyler, and he's actually a real estate guy too. He's a flipper now, and he's very successful out in Spokane. He does very well. But we ended up talking for like an hour. I did an interview with him, and I just didn't want to do the work afterwards and release it and do all that stuff. So I've already had firsthand experience developing podcasts and what the issues were and how it goes. And so I knew that it was a thing.
What goes on. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was at Apple, and their biggest department, or the biggest thing with that company, is that it's a creative company. So all they do is try to get people to create stuff, art, music, photography, videography. But the one department that they were like neglecting for the past like 5 years was podcasting, even though Apple was the one that invented podcasts. They more invented the phrase than anything. But for years, they literally weren't doing anything. And I remember I talked to the creative director, and I was like, hey, dude, like, I'd love to teach a podcast class. Like, do you guys ever into that? Would you guys ever look at that? And like, nah, there's no reason. And so I started another podcast again. I ended up meeting a guy that had like a commercial space out in Spokane, and he just overheard the plan, and he was like, hey, I've been wanting to start my own podcast. I have this little office. Maybe you could just build a studio out there. You can use it for yourself if I can use it, and then we can just kind of go in out together. He goes, I just don't know any technical stuff. So like, if you could build it for me, I'll let you use it. Like, sweet. Like, cut me a deal. Let's do it. I think that was in July of 2020. So July, August, September, October. So there was only like a 3-month gap when this all happened. And then from July to October, by by that October, we had a full-blown business. I had a business plan with him. I had interviewed a bunch of people for my own podcast, and every single person that came on, they were like, dude, this is so cool. I want to start my own show, but I don't even know where to start.
So you had a podcast about podcasts?
Yep. Well, I had a podcast about businesses in the area, but then every person that was on there, they were like, I just want to do one.
It's brilliant though.
So before I knew it, I had interviewed like 6, 7, 8 people. I think I only released 6, but I interviewed like 8, and every single one of those people wanted to do something with me. So I was like, I got customers already.
Yeah.
Why not just help them out? Before this, I tried selling running socks. I tried starting clothing brands. I've tried Amazon FBA, drop shipping. I did stuff on Facebook. I did like the web development stuff. I used to do ClickFunnels and sales funnels. Like I tried everything to make money. And then this was the first service-based business I ever did, and it worked. Yeah. And I just like, if I look back at it, I just don't think my heart has ever been in selling products or I guess participating in that kind of economy. Fortunately, I do like helping people.
Yeah.
I say unfortunately because it gets in my way sometimes because I want to help everybody. But then that's also been one of the biggest things that helped me even launch a service-based business is because I genuinely like helping people.
But there's just some people that you can't help.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, I don't know how long years.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of extra.
Well, yeah, and there's people that will come in and they're like, "Hey, I want to be YouTube famous. I want all the clips. I want all the videos. I want all this stuff." And I'm like, "Dude, you can pay us all you want, but like, if there's nothing I can do for you that you can't already do for yourself, which is like just start, participate, do a lot of research, grow yourself as an individual. Yeah. And like, we'll have people that will literally be like, what can I get from you so I can like, this will work. And I'm like, dude, you can buy as much as you want from us.
Shortcut. They want
yeah. I was like, and if that was the case,
the cheat code to the whole thing.
Yeah. And I would tell people, I'm like, if that was the case, don't you think people would just show up and just give us 10 grand and they'd be famous? Like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to put in the work.
Yeah. But we still get creators like that. They're like, how much? I'm like, dude, it's not about how much. It's like, are you even going to show up or not? And we've had people that bought services from us, and they literally haven't recorded within like a year.
Really?
Yeah. Because they'll commit to something. Just like, I don't know, that's why coaches and courses do well right now is because people will commit to stuff all the time and they just don't see it through.
Right.
And I would say most of the time, the reason why those guys are successful is because, unfortunately, they're banking on people just not seeing things through. People don't follow through a lot of what they participate in. And that's just where you get the sales, but you don't get any results.
That's the Planet Fitness business plan. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it works great. Yeah.
And when I say that, to clarify a little bit, Planet Fitness, shout out to Planet Fitness. It's a great organization, but it's very affordable at scale and at mass. But so people will pay the price point, but not use it.
Right.
Yeah, if you're only paying $10 a month.
If everybody that paid $10 a month showed up, it'd be a shit show.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah. And for the people that do use it, you get a lot more than $10.
Yeah.
So I used to be a Planet Fitness member when I first got to Boise because I was homeless for a little bit. I literally I had left Washington. I came over here. I had to restart everything because of a business falling out and then stuff with my, my ex and my partner and everything. So I was homeless for about 6-7 months, but I ended up just seeing online. They're like, hey, if you get a Planet Fitness membership, it's $10. You got to go to the gym. You can shower. Yeah. You can change. There's hair dryers in there. There's lockers in there. There's literally everything you need. Awesome. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do that. So I literally
was that your forwarding your address?
Yeah. Yes, literally. Yeah. And I ended up getting the membership, and I think I did that for about 3 months. And yeah, I used to just go work out every morning because that was my only option. I'd shower right after, and then I'd head back to the office. And yeah, $10 got me a long way for $30 for 3 months. Heck yeah. My water bill was cheap. I didn't have any electricity bill.
All the hot water you wanted.
I was good. Yeah, that was good. So
tanning beds.
Yep, literally. No, that was the black membership.
Oh yeah, that was $15.
$22.
Well, and the hard part too is with the $10 one, it was only for one location.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the black one, you can go anywhere.
So on month 4, I upgraded and I got the black one. And I was like, okay, I can shower. Yeah, I can shower in Meridian and now in Eagle.
Now you got a second home.
Yeah. So I was at that point.
A few of them actually.
At that point, I was just hanging out at all the gyms for 3-4 months, not making any progress on anything. I was just trying to survive. But that's how you definitely can get more out of the $10 that you give them every month or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
But those are some interesting times. Definitely built some character during all that.
For sure.
Yeah.
I bet. So that's how we ended up kind of here with you.
Yeah.
With you guys was we kicked around this idea for years, talked about doing it, dabbled a teeny bit about our own. We did a few of our own like little beta tests.
Horrible.
Did some recordings and stuff, which were awful.
We did it. So when we talked about 2 years, we've been talking about it. I was in a different role.
Yeah.
I was as an agent, as broker, and he was as a lender. And, we tried to do it over Zoom type of thing. And just wasn't like jiving and so forth. And then he has a big office back in California. And so it's like, we'll make it like we're
going to do a studio in the one.
You're like, I'll build this. No problem.
Yeah. We had the space for it.
Yeah. There's a space for it. But then it just like it's just a lot of work.
Well, I mean,
people don't see.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah. If you look back at it, did you guys learn anything from that made you like
not to do it by ourselves?
I learned that we didn't.
Leave it to the professionals.
It was going to be impossibly hard, very hard to produce by ourselves.
Right.
So, I mean, the time of it's not just sitting here and talking and doing the recording. It's like all the editing and all the back stuff that takes all the time too.
Right.
It takes actually probably a lot more of the time even. So, in doing that's the difficulty in us ever, picking up the ball and running that far with it.
Well, and I think that's like a lot of things though people will go through is that they're like, I can do this. And you want to spend your time doing it. And you come to figure out that if you just would have done it with somebody else or let someone else handle it, you could have probably got a lot further than trying it on your own.
No, and you guys are the pros. So it's 100% the right decision to do.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. And I think if people want to take something from that, it's just kind of like whenever you're doing anything, like just see who's done it before you. If you like the way that they did it, go ask them.
You can be a DIYer.
Yeah.
But pick and choose the things that you want to DIY with.
Yeah. And it's the same thing. Like I think of people that get into like fix and flips for their homes. And it's like, if you're a deal maker and you can go find a deal, but you can't pick up a hammer, then I mean, just go find somebody that can.
Yeah.
Make your deals lose a little bit off the top or whatever you have to do for that cost.
Well, you can cost yourself a lot of money trying to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in that kind of capacity as well.
Right.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you. You were telling me a while back about there's another platform that you've been working on.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that? Yeah,
we can talk about it a little bit. So basically, funny enough, I know I was just talking earlier about how like services is like my big thing. Well, for the longest time, I've had an idea with old partners and even with just old friends and myself. It's really just something I've been sitting on, but I've always liked software and I've always liked tech, and everyone knows the phrase like SaaS platform. So it's just software as a service. Mm-hmm. Well, for the past couple years, just with AI and everything that's been happening, the market is definitely looking for things that can group together a wide group of people and kind of centralize them. So then that way they're more efficient in how you find them. So think of like plumbers. Like if there was a network of plumbers that were vetted, verified, and all proven to be good at what they do.
Angie's List type thing.
Right. Angie's List type thing. You'd be able to find resource quicker. People are happier. Services are better. That kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, for the podcast and for the production world, podcasting is just growing into more of a mainstream form of media. So there's not a lot of infrastructure built right now for mainstream podcast production. Mm-hmm. Everything is through small production houses, white label agencies, freelancers, mom and pops, kind of like early day retail. That's just everybody that's producing podcasts at that scale are literally doing it with small teams or with, I guess, like a network approach. But those guys, there's not many of them. Mm-hmm. And what we're trying to build is essentially just like a software platform that lets people lets editors and producers come together, manage their workflow a lot better when it comes to post-production, and then hopefully build like a infrastructure base for mainstream podcast production, like at a large level. So think of like Adobe, Photoshop, or any of those video softwares or photo editing softwares. Mm-hmm. They're used by nearly every company to make a photo reel or produce it or put it online. Well, if we build the infrastructure for podcast production, companies can produce shows faster, entrepreneurs can produce them faster. They're being used at the government level with presidents and vice presidents being on shows and stuff like that. So like they're already going to be at the scale that, TV is right now, but there's just really no good infrastructure for that. If you want to get a TV commercial out, there's 100-year-old systems that are built to get those things done and produced really quickly. Podcast just isn't like that yet. The first podcast came out in 2004, and it's 2026 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, people still don't know how to get on TV, and TV's been around for how long?
Yeah. That's
people don't know how to write books, and books have been around for thousands of years.
Right.
And not to point fingers, but I doubt either. I don't know how to publish a book right now, and I don't know if you two would. But it's been a thing for hundreds of years.
ChatGPT will do a ebook for you.
So there you go. And that's what I'm talking about, though. It's like even tools like that get built and developed, you still need somebody to prompt it for the time being. Maybe in the future you won't have to prompt everything yourself, but you still need to know what you want and like what you're trying to produce. So this platform that we're making, it's literally just a way to provide more services at a larger scale. But the idea is to be a long-term player in building production infrastructure for the industry.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's different than like we come here to your studio, we do our thing. You guys make something out of nothing with it.
Right.
And then it's ready to go.
Yep.
But this is a way to do that at scale from anywhere.
From anywhere. Yeah. So you can be at home or you can have an agency or an office, kind of like what you guys were already doing. And instead of hiring a team, like it would even technically replace us, but there would still be a back-end team that supports you on that platform. So you guys could go buy a membership to it, monthly subscription. You record from wherever you're at, you submit them to that platform, and then it gets produced and sent back to you and published. Like it's all done for you.
Sweet.
So it's the same thing as like, again, if you're trying to make a flyer, you're not going to send it to the printing house and to the design house and all
Mark
this
does.
stuff. Yeah. So sends it through pigeon mail and then gets it back 3 weeks later. Like
he still sends out checks.
Yeah,
for his
I know. I'm aware.
Bills with checks.
Yeah. And it's just a different form of getting things done, and hopefully what we're building is something that can be used long-term for the industry. Again, Adobe and other softwares that do creative design have been around for a long time. And I just hope that what we build can kind of have the same impact on podcasting.
Good.
Yeah.
I like the way that's going. The direction.
I like that direction too.
Forward thinking.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing as like, and this is just my thing too. I've always been like a visionary kind of entrepreneur instead of like super executionary. I can come up with ideas, but sometimes they just die halfway through because I'm like, I don't want to do this, or I can't execute on it. But in terms of the long-term view on it, like I've been watching media as a kid and sales stuff since like I was watching infomercials since I was like 12. I remember like the Magic Bullet commercial, literally one of my favorite commercials of all time. And it's like a 20-minute infomercial about how to use the Magic Bullet. And if you watch something like that, you can see the science of like emotions and the way they position things and the way they say stuff and the way that they structure the conversation. They have hooks in there. They have questioning opening loops, and they know that system in and out, and they've been doing that for hundreds of years. And now it's just translated online, digital format, and other short form content now. But I've been watching that stuff forever, and I was like, I wonder if I could ever make something like that. And yeah, we basically do now. We don't make infomercials, but we structure conversations in a way that people will listen to them or try to.
What's the Magic Bullet?
You don't know what come on. Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Hold on. This sounds like this might be X-rated.
No.
Are you being...
No, it's a little...
We want to know?
It's a little mini personal blender. The ones that sit on your shelf that are literally like bullet size.
Huh. I've never...
There's no way you guys don't know about that.
Magic Bullet. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, now you do?
I know which one you're talking about.
He's like, I have two.
Just use mine this morning. Which Magic Bullet you were talking about.
Not the pink one.
I just anytime I think of like infomercials or anything like that, I just think of what is it?
Billy Mays.
Yeah, him, and then what's the Shammy guy?
Oh, the ShamWow guy.
ShamWow. Yeah,
that guy's cool.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah, until he got in trouble.
Yeah, right. I don't want to hang out with him no more. I think he's the one that also did like Slap Chop.
The Slap Chop.
Yeah.
Slap Chop. We had one of those. Yeah. My mom bought one.
Dude, the Slap Chops were great.
I know.
But the way they even sold those things, like, they're like, call right now because, you can get one for $17.99, but wait, if you call even like now, you'll get another one for free.
Sense of urgency.
Yeah. And he's like, we'll give you another one for free. And then you still don't call. You're at the end of the commercial, and he's like, I know you haven't called, so if you call now, give you one for free and a towel or some crap. And
I'm calling.
Like, yeah, you're like, I'm calling then. I remember one time I was a kid, I did call, and they're like, hello, and I'm just trying to talk English, and they're like, what do you, they just hang up on me. I was like, okay, whatever. I could barely speak half the time, so yeah, it didn't actually work. And then I remember one time I did fall for an infomercial. They're like, you can get your own free website. I was like, free website? That's so cool. I was like 15, and I was trying to make a personal website for myself. Like, I don't know what I was talking about. And I remember I made this website, spent the whole evening doing it, and like I closed the laptop and like never went back to it. 6 months later, my mom gets a letter in the mail from like that company, and it's like, hey, we're looking for Roberto. He has a bill of like $700 for this website.
No way.
Yeah, and she was like, you're a kid. How did you do that? I was like, I don't know. Never got back to the website. Forgot about it. I remember it was like red and black and just had my name on the page, but I ended up getting charged for that. So I don't know. Sometimes those infomercials, they get you. They're good.
Yeah.
And if you look at that, and then going into today, like, everything and everyone is still trying to sell stuff. So,
well, Mark's got 12 slap chops at home.
There you go. That commercial worked on you.
Yes.
But I do find it interesting how the market has changed in content and stuff, because that's just like an example of early day sales and advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted to do this because it's something in our space, I think a little bit different. You know, there's all the different social media platforms, and a lot of people do the same thing. And it's very, there's a lot of filtering and stuff like that to make yourself look like whatever you want.
Right.
And not the, dummies that we are. But
speak for yourself.
I felt like, well, this is something different and pretty vulnerable, open and transparent. Maybe the way to go with what we want to talk about, what we want to say, and who we want to show how we are.
Yeah. Well, I think, you guys just might, and this is an assumption, I guess, but like I would assume that you guys do see the change in the way people are consuming media. And that would be the biggest driving factor. Like, if anyone is genuinely curious if they should start a show or not, you are in the early days of blogging, the early days of the internet. We are in the early days of AI, but like an industry that's only been around for less than 20 years or around 20 years is not old. Like, it's a fairly new industry. And if you study consumer buying cycles and psychology, people will literally go through phases: early adopters, people that are now users, people that just now heard about podcasting for the first time. And then by the end of that cycle, people will burn out and they'll give it up. But then you still have that group of people that are actually users of the product. And that's just every product, every service. Yeah. Consumers literally work on a cycle. So if you just look at the market and the way it is, when AI came out, there was really early adopters. ChatGPT and this image generator called Midjourney. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it.
I've heard.
Yeah, they were literally around 10 years ago. Just no one ever used them because they're like, why would I want to make a deep fake of somebody talking or why would I want to make a video of me looking like Post Malone? Like, doesn't make any sense. And now everybody wants to be making AI pictures of themselves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can make yourself through AI do anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now those are people that are now like wide consumer base. Like, everyone's using it. And then the guys that have been using it for the past 10 years is like, dude, I literally did that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing with real estate, the way people buy homes and wholesaling. Pretty sure wholesaling has been around for years. People just never read the contract and knew that there were lines on the document that said, oh, I can do this. And then the second somebody got popular with it and they started sharing it more than the others, they're the next wholesale king or guru.
Right.
Yeah. And I think people just need to pay attention more to what your competitors are doing, businesses are doing, and people around you, and you won't be so shocked or out of the blue, like, what the heck happened? I didn't realize this was
How did we get here?
Yeah. And I think it's important for people that, again, if they're trying to start like a podcast or see if it's right for them, just try it. And if you can find a rhythm and you make it work and you can make sense of it, keep doing it. But to say it's not going to be around is just being foolish.
I think we're going to get back to regarding like the cycle of things. And I think the pendulum's going to swing one direction and we're going to come back to some pretty genuine, real, genuine there's going to be a desire for real, genuine exchanges,
Right.
and not a completely AI generated, fake of something.
Well, one of the highest paying, can you guys guess what one of the highest paying jobs in tech is right now? Just take a wild guess.
Highest paying job in tech.
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue.
I think we're beyond what coding was, and I think it's gone back the other direction where AI is doing its own coding now, right? So hard to say.
One of the top paying jobs in tech right now is positioned as a storyteller.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's a genuine storyteller.
It's a genuine storyteller. They literally are looking for people that are going to be able to convince the next generation of humanity that technology is here to help you or here forever in some sort of way or capacity, so that way you accept it. So just like the internet, you had to get somebody that was a good marketer or a good storyteller to be like, hey, you know that grandma that you haven't heard from in 20 years because she lives 300 miles away? You can talk to her on what we call Facebook. You can now share a relationship with this grandma and this woman that you've never been able to do before up until Facebook existed. Oh my gosh, Facebook saved the world. Now I can connect with everybody, right? Same thing with AI. Same thing with like just major tech companies. I think the one that we saw that was active is like for Netflix right now. And Netflix is looking for a storyteller that they'll pay up to $775,000 annually.
All right, I'm leaving.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. But just to get somebody to then be able to convince you to watch TV.
Really?
Yeah. Because they know what you're saying, which is people are going to lose this touch of like, why am I doing this and what's the benefit of it? And the only way you're going to get that answer is if you hear it from a regular person. And they're like, hey, dude, like,
yeah.
Do you ever think that you could maybe teach your kids again?
Yeah. So they're going to want to hear from or communicate with someone who's not a bot.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah, because that's literally the direction we're headed. So the only way out of that is, okay, how do we keep that human touch? Oh, we got to tell stories again. Sit around the campfire and be cavemen and be like, that star up there is where the future is, and that's Tomorrowland, and we can get to that. And that's what gets you through sleeping in the cave in the middle of the night. I don't know. Instead of just staying in that cave.
Right.
And I stole that line from like a Disney movie, I'm pretty sure. She's like, I literally watched that yesterday.
Yeah, I was like, hey, where's this going right here?
But that's true. It's been happening for thousands of years, which is you've just been having to instill hope or faith into people when things are changing, just for them to be like, okay, maybe I'll give it a chance. Maybe it's not as bad as everyone says. I could convince a grandpa to use ChatGPT because there's an emotional tie to it. But not everybody can do that.
Right.
So yeah, that is one of the highest paying jobs right now in tech, if you guys were curious.
Interesting.
Storytelling.
Interesting.
Yep.
Well, if this doesn't work,
he's like, I know where I'm going.
we know where we're going.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say take that, like, how do you, okay, if the largest companies in the world are paying that much for storytelling, so then should you pay for storytelling? Right? You look at it that way.
Yeah.
It's like, do I need to add a personal touch to my business, or do I need to show a little bit about the story more than we are? And the answer is usually yes. So, I mean, you don't have to do everything that the major companies are doing, but it definitely is a sign that things will change or things need to change.
If there's one constant, it's change.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
I think it's from How You Met Your Mother, but Barney would always say, new is always better. And he's like, well, he's like, no, it really is. And even my girlfriend, Sarah, she asked me about it the other day. She's like, how would you feel about, like, if you saw a brand that had like a really old logo and from like the 80s and whatnot? I was like, well, you can design a brand new logo from the 80s right now and it looks brand new. And she's like, well, would you want to go into the old one or the new one? I was like, probably the new one. The old one, you'd assume that they can't afford to take care of their stuff, or they don't have the money to rebuild, or whatever it is.
I disagree.
Would you?
I would rather go to the old one.
Why?
I just feel like it's more original.
Nostalgia.
Yeah,
Sure.
nostalgia, exactly.
So I would, yeah, and I would agree with you that it is more original nostalgia. But I guess from a marketing and a reach and a consumer perspective, what's gonna hit?
Yeah.
What's gonna catch your attention? The dark, grimy sign that you can't even see because it's not lit up, or the one that you could literally probably make the same exact sign, put a little light behind it, a little neon, and it's new. New is always better, but not in all cases.
Yeah.
Most cases, though.
Yeah.
Well, I get you. No, I like the.
We'll have to clip that one and see how many people were like, screw this guy. New is not always better. What? What about this? What about that? I'm like, yeah, new's still better.
No, I love nostalgic things.
Yeah.
Things were made by hand when things were hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like going into like a thrift store or antique store. Like you appreciate that stuff. Like you know, because the workmanship and so like I don't know. To me, I would be drawn that way, that direction.
Well, my honest opinion is that I hate new like consumer products. I don't buy stuff online. Like these guys will literally have to ask me like 10 different times to buy something online because I need to see it, and touch it.
And feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to love Best Buy and like Sears and stuff like that because they had all the products on the floor and you could see it. You could go hide in the washer if you wanted to.
Uh-huh.
People
You've
were
done
buying
it. That's why
I have, yeah. And people are buying washers and refrigerators on Amazon, online on Lowe's and home. I can't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to see it, and even if it has been sitting there for 3-4 months, I don't care. I don't like the new way of doing things. So I do things the old fashioned way. I had to like physically touch it, or I won't do it.
I think that's great though.
Yeah,
I do the same thing. So I won't like I buy online. I can buy online, but I actually have to go physically
check
to
it
the
out
store.
first.
So you're a showroomer.
I need to go check it out.
So you're saying you're a tire kicker.
I need to actually feel it, and then I'll go buy it online.
Well, and that
He's like
that exact
the washer.
this feels kind of nice.
This side's a little softer than this
Look
side.
at the agitator. Ooh, that's nice.
You ever see those people? Yeah, you ever see those
Mark,
people
get off the washer.
They literally go sleep on the bed before they're like, I gotta feel this. You're just laying there. Give me a blanket real quick.
Mark spent the night once in a Mattress King.
He's like, sold. I'll take it. So like, you have to now.
In the morning, he's like, "Oh, best night ever."
No, that's
Okay,
just,
I'll take one.
That's just what. That's yeah. I'm old school in that. Like I have to actually go touch,
Right.
feel, open them. I just did that with the washer and dryer. I had like I can buy it online, but there's someone local that carried them, and I went and actually and I'm not kidding. Felt it, opened it, like looked at the controls.
He took a load of laundry with him too.
Yeah, he was like, he said,
Does this really do what it says it does?
I don't know about that spin cycle.
Yeah.
he's like, it's still a little wrinkly.
Still a little bit of moisture in there.
And I'm actually glad you brought that up because it's stuff like that if more consumers, buyers, sellers, people in business and entrepreneurs, if they kind of understand that whole entire cycle that you just experienced or just explained, that is literally a driving factor as to why retail stores died.
Yeah.
No, and I think brick and mortar is extremely important.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Yep.
It creates stimulation and economy because people will go out of their way to go do things. And then when people leave the house, then they're they're using the crosswalk. They're getting a drink from somewhere. They're participating in the local economy rather than clicking a button, shopping
So
from
are
home.
you saying that I'm the problem?
Yes, Mark.
Mostly.
No, what the problem ended up being though was the high number of people participating in showrooming. And it is something that we studied in marketing, which this happened to Sears, which was every product they had on the floor, people would go there to just touch it, try it out, put the shoes on, and they go home and they get a better deal online.
And they wouldn't buy it there. Yeah.
And then people are mad because they're like, why it's Amazon taking out these stores and destroying the economy. It's like, dude, you're the one that was showrooming. If you understood that, you would know.
That's right. Yeah, but you participated in the problem.
In the downfall of it. And that
should have bought it at the store then.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that if you know what you're doing. I used to do it all the time too, but I never really complained or was sad that Sears was gone.
Yeah.
But then the people that are like, my grandma can't go get her dresses, or it's like, dude, that was your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had one time you could have bought a house from Sears.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
The Sears catalogs times and all that stuff. Yeah.
We talked about that before. Yeah.
And actually, just to clarify, my washer and dryer, I was online, but I did buy local
in the store.
Ooh.
I like that.
Even though there was a little bit better deal online, I wanted to support local.
Redemption.
So now I would bet on it that reverse showrooming is happening where you can scope all the deals that are possible online.
Yep.
You can check everywhere. You can literally call somebody, and that's why now people do like price matching.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I found this online on Amazon for $600. It's $750.
You mean the retail part, the brick and mortar will do some price matching, yeah.
And so brick and mortar stores will literally compete now with online just by saying, hey, if you're here right now, we'll give you a better deal. Or you can price match. Show me where you found it. Found it on Sears online and it's $100 less. They'll price match you. But they're trying to find a way to combat that, and that would be their best option right now.
Balance that out. That makes sense.
Or they're doing pickup locations as like Amazon storefronts. So Sears for a little bit, they turned into an Amazon pickup place or a return center where you could literally go to the Sears and you could just swap the stuff out because they carried it themselves as well. So they're trying to find retail stores were trying to find ways to participate in that.
To connect those dots.
Yeah,
together.
on the online economy, and it's working a little bit. It's not going to save everything, but again, you got to adapt in the way that the things change.
No, I believe in that though. Supporting the local economy where you are. Yeah, those people that have jobs there and they're doing those things. The system needs that. Yeah,
and it's not to condone it, or it's not to anybody's doing anything on purpose. It's just that people don't know these things and they're just pointing fingers at each other. And it's like if you just knew how it operated, you wouldn't be so frustrated or upset that the local store closed down because you didn't even go there. It's like when was the last time you went? Yeah. It's
important though. Yeah. Think about what you're doing when you're doing it.
Yeah. Or at least just what your participation, the effect of your participation.
And it is. Yeah.
And if you're doing it and everyone else is doing it, it's going to have
good example
change.
Is like, do you ever,
Blockbuster.
You use, Blockbuster.
Dude, I love Blockbuster. I grew up with it.
I know. Yeah. I loved it too.
Yeah.
I mean, but that is a perfect example. Then that's when,
where it went, streaming.
That came out and
But do you guys remember that Netflix has literally been around since
before?
Yeah,
before that.
Well, during that time, they used to have the DVD rent kiosks in the store. For those were they were called red boxes.
Red boxes. Yeah.
That was basically
they're in front of all the 7-Elevens.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they took advantage of that chance of that change. Maybe the business only lasted for so long, but if I'm going to make $30 million in a 10-year time frame, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then Netflix came out.
So you can be bought.
Yes, 35 million is our
has
exit
a price.
Yeah, 35 million is our exit price, honestly. If they came and they're like, dude, 35 million for everything, I'd be like, fine.
Yeah.
They're like, peace
twist
out.
my arm. I guess I'll take it. But yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, like I won't you guys all I'm sure use Uber. You're Uber. So I won't. I don't know about you, but like I will not ever. I use Uber all the time, but will not ever contract with a self-driving car.
Really?
Nope. On principle, because someone needs a job.
Yeah.
And for that reason, someone doesn't have one. So
right.
I'd rather. But I also would rather to hop in an Uber, have a chat with somebody. How you doing? Sometimes you want to talk, sometimes you don't. But
yeah.
Just that human interaction and supporting somebody, you supporting another human somewhere.
What if they just put them on like a little screen in the back seat?
A person?
And just talking
an AI person?
Like, hey, Todd, you got another
He would accept it then.
Depends if they look like Mark or not.
Yeah.
You could change who they look like. You'd be able to like,
I'm going to extend my trip.
Yeah, literally. Keep going. That would be wild though. And they would.
If you put whoever you want.
Yeah, they would probably put a screen in the car and it's like, hey, here's your driver.
That's actually a great idea.
Your virtual driver.
I'm not kidding.
No, they're okay. So this one, and I hope they hear it one day. When I was working at Apple, I had pitched our store. I was like, hey, why don't you guys do self-automated check-ins? Like there was a person at the front of the store. They were called the person like On Point. And in order to get to anywhere in the store, get an appointment for repair, purchase, or anything, you had to talk to that person, and there would always be a line.
Yeah.
So people were to get there to either check in, buy a product, or get a service.
Yep.
I was like, I know you want this person there, and the biggest reason why they would never do it is because of literally what we've been talking about, which is the human touch. They've known about this for years. So they're a tech company, so they're like, we can't get rid of people whether we want to or not. And I was like, why don't you just put like one self-checkout kiosk, an iPad? What are you here for? What do you need? Excuse me. What are you here for?
Yeah.
What do you need? And how can we help you?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, that's dumb. Like, we would never do that. It's the silliest thing ever. I'm pretty sure one of the stores I went to recently now have self-checkout and like on the right corner. So you can go to an iPad, you can do all this stuff, and there's nobody on the floor anymore that's like greeting them.
Probably the combination between the two is useful. Somebody will want to do that. It's quicker. It's easier especially if you know exactly the product or piece that you're going after.
Right.
And you don't have questions about something.
Exactly. Well, some people used to go in there just to buy a charger.
Yeah.
And they would stand there and they'd be like, I'm waiting for someone to sell me a charger.
Waiting in line for a while and I just need a charger cord.
And the reason why they didn't want to do that is like, well, we got to keep the personal touch. I'm like, yeah, but that guy's pissed now. Like
now they're annoyed.
Now they're annoyed with
minutes for a charger.
Yeah, now they're annoyed with the
cord.
people and the personal touch. Like, how does that really pan out or balance out in the end? But I remember, I saw the change a long time ago, and it's been a slow adoption. It really has. And I think it's still going to take another 20 years for honestly people to really be replaced. I think we're going to try along the way, and then it's not going to work, and we're going to go back and forth, and then eventually you'll get.
Then what happens to all the people?
Here's the thing. And
what's your take on this?
I will. Do you want me to give you an extreme one?
Totally.
Okay.
Give us the Musk, please.
The Musk take?
Elon take?
So what he said.
Elon,
20 years that no one will like.
Well, his is nobody will need to work, and so it'll be.
Let me ask you this: is our purpose as humans to work for the rest of our lives? Just think about. It's not even a trick question. Just really think about it. Are people meant to work for the rest of their lives?
No.
So if there was a world that we could exist where we didn't have to work but just live our lives, love, eat, have families, entertain ourselves, whatever it may be, would you guys want to live in that world or the world where you have to work for the rest of your life?
Super good question. It would probably be no, just not have to work the rest of your life. The other thing is, what if you don't have anything to do every day? What are you having to live for?
Well, so then that
so
brings
where's
me
that
back
balance?
To,
Right. So,
but it still brings me back to my first question: Are we meant to work every day or live? And we all know the answer is not to work every day. So the future that we would want to create is a world where all work that's needed to be done that takes away from living life should be autonomous, should be done automatically, should be done without people having to interact or having to do anything, because we created that system so that way we could just live life. And then that would beg the next question. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to live for then? Is it not enough to live for family, for love, relationships, and experiences? And if the answer is no, then that still goes back to what people are struggling with every single day
what
today,
happens in that
which
world?
is what's my purpose?
So because another interesting thing that happens is what happens when you have so much time on your hands? Yeah. And then what? Right. So
you become obese.
I don't mean good or good or bad or whatever. I mean, you can be very useful with your time. You know, I know when I was a kid, I mean, if you have too much time on your hands, you're probably gonna find some trouble somewhere.
Sure.
So, but yeah, if you have an unlimited amount or relatively unlimited amount of time on your hands, how is that time delegated, or where does it go, and where do you end up with that time?
And maybe that you would hope that humanity has because we all have free will and we all have empathy and sympathy, but you would hope that, maybe you take that extra free time you have and go help somebody or go do something or just participate in the world that you live in rather than sitting at home. Because I don't know if people doom scroll because they're worried about their bills, their lack of relationship, their lack of connection, or their lack of just abundance in life. And if you had that abundance, would you need to do those things? Right? Like, and again, I don't have the answers. I'm going pretty extreme here, obviously, just to have the conversation. But I mean, that's the reality of like, do we struggle right now as a society to live because of the pressures of everything that's around us? Or do we just, as humans, innately don't want to live? Yeah. Right? And I'm going to assume that that's not true. But right now, a lot of people that are not participating in life is because probably some external pressure is holding them back. Or they feel like something is causing them to just bury their head in a phone and not live.
There's some psychology and chemistry in the whole doom scroll thing.
Totally.
You know, right?
Yeah. So the dopamine hit.
Dopamine hits, they get kind of trapped in that. And so but you take that out of the equation, or not the need to do there, or not the ability or drive to want to go to that doom scroll spot every couple hours or whatever. Yeah. That's I'm not going to call it a utopian view, but I like that premise of what would you do with all of your time.
And if you don't have that
somewhere.
Yeah. And if you don't have that answer, I think it's a bigger problem. I think it's a bigger problem than you just thinking that AI is going to take your life and you're going to have no purpose. Yeah. So, I mean, if you were to live in that world today and you don't have that answer of what would you do with all this time, I think then there's probably a lot of people. We got a lot of figuring out to do.
Well, for a lot of people, it may be so foreign to them.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I didn't have a job every day, what would I do? If I didn't have to be somewhere, have to do this or have to do that, what would I do? They don't even really can't fathom that.
Yeah, and it's definitely an interesting thing to think about.
If you think about it though too, like, so if we didn't have to go to work every day and, you know, like you said, the family love and like it's going to be more focused.
Right.
And that's, I mean, to me, like if I didn't have to work all the time, or anyone had to work all the time, like that's what you would focus on. You'd focus on your family and like, you know, the love and stuff. That's what's important. We work so we can provide for our family. But if we just take out work, you know, it's just going to be more close knit, I believe.
Yeah.
And your relationships are going to be a lot stronger, in my opinion.
Yeah. You would hope so.
Yeah. For most people.
And that's the crazy part, is that we can say all this and then it might not ever happen because people have free will to choose to either look at the past or look at the future and be so anxious about it. Like you really can't predict it, but we can assume that, if you had all the time in the world and you didn't have to work anymore, what would you do? And that's a good question to think about sometimes.
I would garden.
I would too.
Mark would shop for washer and dryer.
Yeah, grow all your own.
It's either that or be at home with those 12 slap chops you bought, trying to figure out.
But I mean, if you really think about it, if you didn't work, you can be self-sufficient. You can grow your own vegetables. You can grow all your own food. Raise all your own stuff. Make your own clothes. Like there's so much that you can do.
Yeah.
So your day would be, you would have plenty of stuff to do.
Yeah, and you would think that with all the beneficial stuff that we just said, you're eating healthy, you're having good relationships, you're spending time with your family and your kids, you're traveling because you can get around with whatever systems that are in place.
How do you earn money?
Everything's autonomous.
It's not relevant.
Yeah. It wouldn't be relevant at that time if everything is automatically already working. But then this is where you create, I guess, the idea of human free will, which is like, you don't create that. You create a world where now people are doing things because it's for their like major self-benefit. There's no more social benefit anymore for starting a business in the service if it's already autonomous, right? You would start doing stuff just for yourself because there's nothing else to live for because everything's already done. Would that actually happen? I don't know. It's just an assumption, but
maybe not in our lifetime.
Yeah, probably not in our lifetime. Honestly, I wouldn't think it would. I wouldn't think it'd happen.
Yeah, it seems like it would take a while to get there.
Yeah.
That wraps up this week's ride on Mortgage Cowboys.
If you got something out of today's episode, share it with your favorite friend, client, realtor, or that one loan officer who really needs to hear this.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment of your own mortgage or finance story.
Keep your deals clean, and we'll see you on the next episode of Mortgage Cowboys.
Stay classy, bitches.